Today, we will study international trade. Comparative cost theory of international trade. Not, not,
Sir, am I audible?
yeah,
Sir, the topic would be under international economics or macroeconomics?
international trade.
Mhm.
Section is international trade, and topic is comparative cost theory of international trade. Comparative cost theory of international trade.
Okay, sir.
Section is international trade,
Okay, sir.
where we will study comparative cost theory of international trade.
Yes, sir.
Write down international trade. Read out.
Yes, sir. Comparative cost theory of international trade, uh, also known as classical theory of international trade, and also known as Ricardo theory of international trade.
Read out.
Yes, sir. David Ricardo established classical comparative cost theory of international trade. Closed economy is an economy where there is no export and no import. But open economy is an economy where there is export and import both, and is called international trade economy.
Called international. assumptions of Ricardian theory of international trade. Read out.
Yes, sir. Assumptions of Ricardian theory of international trade. First one, there is perfect competition in the economy. Second, there is laissez-faire in the economy. Third, there is free economy. Fourth, there is labor economy, that is all cost of production is measured in terms of labor unit. Fifth, there is no government interference in the economy. Sixth, this is based on classical assumptions of barter system, that is goods are exchanged for goods in the economy.
Read out.
Yes, sir. Uh, Under Ricardian theory of international trade, assumptions are seventh, only two goods are taken, that is wine and cloth. Eighth, only two nations are taken, Portugal and England. Then Adam Smith established absolute cost difference theory of international trade, but David Ricardo rejected Adam Smith's absolute cost difference theory and established comparative, which is relative cost difference theory of international trade.
You say,
Yes, sir.
read out.
Yes, sir. From the table, uh, there are two countries, Portugal and England. And each can produce wine and cloth. For Portugal to produce 1 unit of wine, the labor cost is 80, and for England to produce 1 unit of wine, the labor cost is 120. Similarly, to produce 1 unit of cloth, labor cost for Portugal is 90, and to produce same 1 unit of cloth, labor cost for England is 100. From the table, it is clear that uh, to produce 1 unit of wine and 1 unit of cloth, labor cost is minimum in both the cases is for Portugal, whereas it is higher for England. So according to Adam Smith, he says that based on this data, there cannot be any international trade between Portugal and England because absolute cost of both wine and cloth is higher in England and lower in Portugal.
Here, on this data, there is no possibility of international trade.
Sorry, sir.
International trade is not possible.
Yes, sir.
Local trade can be done
Local trade within the country can be done.
in the country, can done, but cannot be international trade.
Yes, sir.
And this is absolute cost difference.
Yes, sir.
But Ricardo said
Yes, sir.
that why we should take absolute cost?
Mhm.
We should take comparative cost. And then find out whether there is possibility of international trade or not.
Yes, sir.
Here, what is this? Just calculate what is the condition. Find out calculation.
Yes, sir.
Is it valid?
Just a minute, sir. 2 by 3.6.
Exact calculate कीजिए
Yes, sir.
so that I can write.
0.6, 7.9. Yes, sir. Correct.
What is the position?
Yes, sir. The identities are true. Means what you have assigned is true.
Yeah?
Sir, what you have assigned is the 1 unit of wine labor cost is less than 1 unit of cloth labor cost for Portugal, and 1 unit of wine for labor cost for England is greater than 1 unit of cloth labor cost. Sir, the absolute value will be first case 0.67 and second one is 0.9. So it is less. Correct.
It means by taking
Relative
comparative
cost.
cost, 80 by 120 or 120 by 80,
Yes, sir.
and 90 by 100 or 100 by 90, you will have different result. Portugal can export wine
Yes, sir.
to England. England can export cloth to Portugal.
Yes, sir.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Which commodity will be exported by Portugal
Wine, sir.
and what will be imported by Portugal?
Cloth.
What about England? Which commodity will be exported by England?
England will export cloth, import wine.
In that way, both are gainer.
Yes, sir.
That way, both are
Gainer.
gainer.
Sir, but the question arises that in this case also in comparative cost, the comparative cost for England in both the commodities are higher than Portugal.
No, no, you have to compare cloth with cloth and wine with wine. You have to trade two commodities
Yes, sir.
and which one is to be exported.
Mhm.
Is lower, cost is lower in case of cloth
Yes, sir.
in England. Absolutely, both are lower, both are higher.
Yes,
In
sir.
England, both are higher.
Yes, sir.
In absolute term, both are higher.
Mhm.
In absolute term, both are lower in Portugal.
Yes, sir.
80, 90, 100, 120, 100.
Yes, sir.
So there is no region of export import. That was said by Adam Smith.
Yes, sir.
Ricardo said that why you look absolute cost,
Mhm.
you look relative cost, cost of cloth by cost of cloth, cost of wine by cost of wine, two nations separately.
Yes, sir.
Then you will get the two position. Then the cost of wine is less than cost of cloth in Portugal case.
Yes, sir.
And in England case, we got hopeless in absolute cost, but in relative cost or comparative cost, condition of England is not hopeless. Rather, England can produce cloth.
Yes, sir.
England can produce cloth.
Yes, sir.
You think Are you getting this point or not?
Sir, actually, I have a doubt. In both the cases, means absolute cost and comparative cost, so comparing the cost of both the countries, Portugal and England.
Mike,
Sir, am I audible now?
now.
Yes, sir. What I'm saying is, sir, in the absolute cost as well as in comparative cost, comparing the cost of both the commodities between both the nations, means Portugal and England. If we compare the cost, then Portugal has less cost in both wine and both cloth. So my question is, why Portugal will import cloth? Means the England has lower cost in cloth. So why Portugal will import? Because it can produce at a lesser cost.
Portugal, Portugal can produce wine because it is less. The relative cost is less.
Sir, what I'm saying is similarly, to produce 1 unit of cloth, relative cost of Portugal is less than that of England, no? Because England can produce at a relative cost of 100 by 90 for cloth, whereas Portugal can produce it 90 by 100. So why Portugal will import from England, whereas it can produce at a lesser cost?
You have to compare same item.
Yes, sir.
You have to compare England cost is wine and England cost is cloth.
Yes, sir.
Which one England will choose? That way you see.
Okay. Means its own competitiveness in producing what commodity?
In the country, which commodity will be selected given
Yes,
this
sir.
ratio?
Okay, sir. Okay.
You can't take it vertically. You take horizontally.
Okay, sir.
Horizontally, there is only one option
Mm-hmm.
that England produce cloth and Portugal produce wine. Only then international trade is possible.
Yes, sir.
If England will produce wine and Portugal will produce cloth, no international trade is possible because that cost is not viable.
Okay, sir.
Comparative cost of wine
Yes, sir.
and comparative cost of cloth, you have
Mm-hmm.
to compare that. Compare comparative cost of wine and comparative cost of cloth. If you compare this, what you will find out that comparative cost of wine is less than comparative cost of cloth
Mm-hmm.
in case of Portugal. But in case of England, comparative cost of cloth is less
Mm-hmm.
than, than the comparative cost of wine.
Yes, sir.
It means England cannot produce wine and England can produce cloth
Yes, sir.
in this situation. So
Yes.
previously we have seen the previous diagram
Mm-hmm.
that there was impossible of international trade.
Mm-hmm.
In previous case it was impossible because both commodities were cheaper in England, in Portugal, and both were dearer and higher in England.
Mm-hmm.
First table, it was
Yes, sir.
rejected.
Mm-hmm.
England cannot international trade.
Mm.
England cannot do international trade. Portugal can do international trade, but international trade is possible only when there are two partners.
Mm-hmm.
England cannot be partners. In absolute sense,
Mm-hmm.
in absolute cost, England cannot be partners.
Mm-hmm.
In absolute difference, England cannot be partners because both commodity of England is higher cost. But England can be partner in comparative cost. when we take the data in comparative form,
Mhm.
then it is possible for England to export crop
Mhm.
to England and import wine from England. Are
Successfully,
getting
yes.
this point?
Yes, sir. Got it.
Then what you will write here? Portugal exports wine and imports cloth. England exports cloth and imports wine. England will specialize England will specialize in cloth production. Portugal will specialize in wine production. Which theory you should take up?
Comparative cost theory.
Smith theory or Ricardo theory?
Ricardo theory.
Why?
Because, sir, there is possibility of international trade by comparing the cost.
And in case of England,
Sorry, sir.
in case of Adam Smith,
Sir, in case of Adam Smith, absolute cost doesn't give a clear picture about both the countries. What will be their specialization?
no, no item will be selected.
Yes, sir.
Out of the two, no item will be selected for international trade.
Yes, sir.
In, here there are two commodities.
Mm-hmm.
Then you will specialize in one commodity
Yes, sir.
and leave the other for your partner.
Yes, sir.
Only then international trade is possible.
Mm-hmm.
Country must specialize either one item and leave another item for the
Partner country.
partner. That is clear in Adam Smith theory that
Mm-hmm.
no partner is required because all items are lower in Portugal and all items are higher in England.
England. Yes, sir.
So there is no question of any partner.
Yes, sir.
So Adam Smith suggested domestic trade.
Mm-hmm.
Adam Smith suggested
Domestic trade.
domestic trade. There is no international trade
Yes, sir.
possible. But Ricardo said that international trade possibility is there
Mm-hmm.
and country will be benefited
Mm.
by country will be benefited by international trade. When country will be benefited by international trade,
Whenever they specialize in a particular commodity and leave other commodity to their partner country.
and in this case, what what Ricardo said,
Between the two commodities in which there is a less cost, relative cost, the country will specialize in that product or that commodity and import the other commodity where the relative cost is less.
what is the condition in this diagram, in this chart, in this chart table,
Yes, sir. Sir, the condition would be the country will specialize in that commodity in which it has uh, comparative cost advantage.
yeah. So what is the result?
Result is in which the commodity in which the country has less cost, that the country will export that commodity and import the other commodity in which it has higher cost.
In that way,
Yes, sir.
country both nation will be benefited,
Yes, sir.
and that benefit must be greater than the domestic trade.
Yes, sir.
Only then country will opt it.
Yes, sir.
It means international trade is better than domestic trade. In this
More
situation,
beneficial than domestic trade. Yes, sir.
in this situation,
Yes, sir.
international trade is better than domestic trade.
Yes, sir.
Only then country will shift to it.
Yes, sir.
Only then country will reject Adam Smith and accept Ricardo.
Yes, sir.
Adam Smith is father of economics.
Yes, sir.
Rejecting father of economics, not a small thing.
Yes, sir.
Therefore, we will examine in the next class
Yes, sir.
comparing internal trade and external trade.
Yes, sir.
I think up till this point you have getting in,
Sorry, sir.
you have got the matter.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got it. Sir, namaste.